Welcome aboard the Sauce Train, everyone. Today we're going to be doing a review of the game Sea of Thieves. The game is a pirate... The game allows you to take... Okay, hold on. Okay. The game is currently in early access, but it allows you to... I hate this. I hate everything about this. The game allows you to take control of your very own pirate ship and duke it out against a rival band of pirates. It's currently in early access, which we'll talk about more in the end of the review. Right off the bat, the graphics are pretty great. Your ship, your crew, and the seas all look awesome, and you can even make out details on enemy ships, including their crew. I was also pleasantly surprised to see that when a cannon impacted my own ship, the guardrail on my ship had broken off a bit, which was just a nice little detail to see. However, I couldn't quite get over the fact that some of the effects looked like I was using a mobile app to add explosions to a home video. The bottom of the cannonball impacts, whether it was water or a ship, didn't quite line up, and it led to a detracting experience. It pretty much ruined what was otherwise a very beautiful VR game. On a scale of 1 to 5, graphics is going to get a 2 for me, but I really feel like it's just one patch away from being a 4. It's really only those special effects of the cannons hitting ships or water that was detracting from that score. On to sound. The sound in the game isn't amazing or bad, it's just good, and that's good. It doesn't take away from your experience. Overall, I give it a 3/5. Next, let's talk about the movement and sweat factor. Overall, this is one of the few games that you can really play from a seated position. Everything's within a 180-degree arc in front of you, and it's all within arm's reach, so you never really have to move to do much of anything. In fact, I didn't feel like there was an advantage to standing at all. As a result, I'm giving this game a sweatpants and a hoodie rating for the sweat factor. I was able to play comfortably before work and not worry about sweating and having to shower, which I can't say for every VR game. Lastly, let's talk about gameplay. The controls are incredibly simple. There's just 2 bells to control sails, a wheel to turn the ship, and a cannon at each side to control both your individual cannon and your crew's firing. Right now, there's only a single-player campaign mode with a couple of chapters. Within each chapter, there's a few waves of baddies who are in similar sized ships, but they feel weaker, followed by a boss fight. In my short playthrough of the game, which was just 41 minutes to reach the end of the incomplete single-player campaign, I felt myself wanting more. Playing on normal, there wasn't a point that I felt like I couldn't complete the mission, and I never really dropped below half health. Aiming was a little bit weird, and I don't know if that was because of those effects that I mentioned earlier, because sometimes I would shoot and it would look like water would splash out right from the middle of the ship, which, again, it could be those effects being misaligned, or it could be the aiming and the hitbox not quite lining up. Don't get me wrong, it's a fun game. It just feels like the type of game you'd play at an arcade for a couple of quarters versus the type you'd pay $20 for. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that it's still an early access title. They're still needing to complete the campaign, and they have plans to add a survival mode, which could make it a really fun game. Overall, I'm giving gameplay a 2.5 out of 5. It was fun and easy enough, but I got bored quickly enough that it didn't quite live up to the $20 price tag. So, wrapping up this review with a quick overview on whether you should buy the game or not. I think a lot of this game comes down to the fact that it's in early access. And so we can't quite give the game a fair review with how early access it is. However, what I can say is this. This developer is very open with their timeline. They have a website where you can look and see all of the things they're working on, the things they plan to work on, and request future things. And I think with that, that's a pretty cool thing to see. I'm definitely excited about the game, and overall I'm going to rate the game a 5 out of 10. It's the type of game that could easily be one of the best VR titles with a few updates, but at the moment it just doesn't have enough content to live up to that $20 price tag. If you're considering buying the game, definitely wait until a patch or two when they introduce single player and survival mode. However, don't let this review make you think that Sea of Thieves is a bad game. I think it's a game that every VR player needs to keep on their radar, because it's an awesome blank canvas for what could be a terrifically fun pirate game.